first of all, the band I named it Tommy Dawn and the Reflection, because Danny McCarthy, Ricky McCarthy, and some other friends of theirs from Catherine Avenue area were in the band, and they're all gone now. But anyway, we won the band. We just wowed the people, and then after all of that happened, we had Betsy or something, kind of put the kibosh on everything. But the band was able to be redone, and I just changed the name from the Reflection to the Sunsets, because it was Tommy Dawn and the Sunsets, which was kind of fun, because that's what it was all about, getting up at dawn and making it to sunsets.
I get it.
And I played it that way all the way along, and we never lost a battle. We won every battle of the band, and everyone they could have. And we got state recognition. Well, this is Office of the Louisiana Music Commission. Bernie Cyrus presents the Tommy Dunn, the Living Legend Award. Recording artist for White Cliffs Records, Tommy Dawn and the Sunsets, Governor Kathleen Blanco, Chairman Ellis Marsalis, and that was a Living Legend Award from Bernie. Was a friend of mine. He almost died recently, but I think he's still with us. The hit was the big hit that got me all the recognition, was won a $10,000 reward, which was done originally by Ernie Cato and his band. So it's proper for a musician or band leader or whatever to go to the original recording artist and get their approval of you doing their material, because they did it first.
Have you seen my baby? Or have you seen my girl? I'm talking about Shirley, the one I told you I love.
They did it on Minute Records, which was one step below, and that was the same studio, Cosmo Matassa studio, and he had Minute Records as one label, and he had White Cliffs, which was a step up, and I went to that studio.
What studio? Tell me about
Cosmo Matassa Studio on Camp Street.
Okay. And
it's a museum now.
Right.
Yeah, but it was on the second floor. You had to go upstairs with the equipment and all. Yeah, you don't do somebody else's material without their permission, without their approval. And Ernie said, "Your band?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Man, the guys sound good with all those horns." I said, "Yeah." And he had Cato's Lounge. Ernie's gone.
I want to ask you this for years. What does Monongahela the mean?
Okay, Webster wasn't that smart. He got Monongahela in the dictionary, but I say Monongahela. The woman got the hide, the man got the naga. You put them both together, you got Monongahela. Burn, Cato, burn.
We played a little Fats Domino material, because Papa loved Fats Domino. Fats Domino was a nice guy. I don't know if a lot of people never knew it, but he is as good as it was gold. I had dinner at his house on Lamont Street, and Fats said, "Anybody sings like you sing, you're welcome in my home anytime." Baby boy, you talk about good food. Fats was a trip. He was a nice guy. Well, actually, in grammar school, I won my first contest. I was in the 8th grade at St. James Major on Gentilly Boulevard, and they had a talent contest at the end of the year for all the seniors, 8th graders. It was a contest to see who could win. Henry Dupre Jr., Sonny Dupre, was in my class, and he wanted to play too. So he did a skit, and they did Diana. And when I started singing Diana, it's almost a cartoon type thing. "I'm so young and you're so old. This, my darling, I've been told. I don't care just what they say. 'Cause forever I will say, you and I will be as free as the birds up in the trees. Whoa, please stay with me, Diana. And he would throw a bird across the stage, or rubber duck or something. And Sonny was nuts. He was crazy. He's still alive. He's somewhere in Florida. His daddy was Henry Dupre, Uncle Henry, where they had the Popeye and Pals show on TV.
Popeye and Pals. Hi, it's time for fun, excitement, and surprises. Popeye and Pals, brought to you in part by Popeye's famous fried chicken.
But Sonny's still alive though. But he's a little bit of a nutcase.
I was on Popeye and Pals, but I think I was way after.
I was up in the loft.
Okay.
Yeah, Sonny would go up there. We go up there together, and he'd throw spitballs at him. Sonny was crazy as a loon. Still is. The Beatles was a trip. This is the funniest thing you ever saw. In my entire life, I never answered an ad about a job. But I saw one that said marketing director. Marketing director for City Park. New Orleans, historic New Orleans City Park. It's one of a kind, there's nothing like it anywhere to this day. And somebody threw out the challenge. He said, well, why don't you do something important? I said, like what? We'll put on a big deal at City Park, a big stadium, a big music thing. I said, who would you like to have? And the guy said, the Beatles. I said, all right. So I got the Beatles.
I'll tell you something, I think you'll understand.
And man, you never seen the stadium, City Park Stadium, like that. I had to arrange for about 50 police units to go out to get them at the airport, but we had them fly. I had them flown into Shushan, which is lakefront, because Louisiana was just loaded with girls going crazy coming. I mean, girls would pass out, getting excited over it. So I got a whole bunch of police departments from around there, the Levee Board Police, St. Bernard Police, St. Tammany Sheriff's Office, Jefferson Parish, all of them had about 30 or 40 or 50 escorts. And we drove out to Lakefront Airport, Shushan Airport, picked the boys up. Had this whole big escort of somewhere near 100 patrol cars. And we went, I met them at Lakefront Airport, Shushan Airport. We loaded them into limousines, and we went down Hain Boulevard all the way to the end by Little Woods, took a right, go all the way up Paris to Chef Highway, hung a left, went down just about a block and a half to the Congress Inn. I even got pictures of that here, and brought them to a gigantic suite they put together for the Beatles coming in. I got a picture of them at the Congress Inn with me standing with a cigarette in my hand right next to that table with all of them. And then when we were ready to go for the show, we had that same group of escorts, and we went back the same way. We went lakefront, reverse direction, and lakefront all the way to Diamond Road. Went to the lake, went along Lakeshore Drive, then we took a left on a road that took us into City Park Avenue, and went to City Park Stadium. And then we had, I don't know how many thousands of girls particularly. There wasn't a lot of guys, but there were some guys. But they were passing out, falling over.
Can you hear me? Hello. The song, oh well, I was going to say something, but I won't bother. We'd like you to join in with this song, if you will. Will you join in with the song? Thank you, folks. Those of you that are still alive. The next song we're going to do, I'd like you to wait a minute before we do it, while George changes. Playing football in the middle of the pitch. Hello. Before we go, we'd like to say to everybody here tonight, including the football players, thank you very much for coming along. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we hope.
Well, I mean, who would have ever thought that a freaking shanty Irishman like me could bring the Beatles to New Orleans? But I did. And we welcomed them to New Orleans, and they thought we were the greatest thing since sliced bread because we were so nice to them, where everybody else that you went to see was giving them a hard time. And but I don't even know how I did it. I just know my image marketing and everything that I created myself helped me bring them there. I got a hold of somebody in England, and I said, I want to put them in a stadium. He said, a stadium? I said, yeah. He said, well, what are you going to put them in a stadium? I said, I got to have a big stage in the stadium. You're going to have a whole stadium full of people, mostly girls. And he says, oh man, that ought to be good. So the Colonel said, go on, guys. The Beatles loved New Orleans as much as New Orleans loved the Beatles. It was a funny thing. One of the times before I had them come, we were playing at I think McDonough, Battle of the Bands at McDonough. It was a big battle. It was either Holy Angels Academy or McDonough High, I forget which, but one or the other. And I got trophy for each of them, probably, because we never lost. We won every Battle of the Band we played in, but McDonough had a lot of frats, and Nichols had a lot of cats. Hip cats. The frats were the guys with the Madras and all of that. And we filled the auditorium. On the left side was all of the people that were for the Beatles, and we had all the guys in the cats with the bell-bottom pants or whatever. They were the latest thing since sliced bread, with the all kind of odd-looking outfits and kind of cuckoo, and they probably half of them were a little muta-weed, but not in the gym. Anyway, there were 12 bands, I think, six bands that were more Beatles oriented, and six bands that were more pop and R&B, rhythm and blues, and even a little Fast Domino stuff, because even Fast Domino they like, you know. And we used to do everybody's stuff. And McDonough was the first school that had a big bunch of Beatle maniac people with the frats and the Madras and all this other crazy stuff. I was in my burgundy velvet after six dinner jacket, and the band was all six horns. And we went back and forth, and when we got to the end, there was a DJ, he was a judge, and he liked the British stuff, you know, the British music. I liked it too. Well, when they were going to play, we were going to have a playoff between us two. And the judge was a DJ on WNOE.
Guess who? WNOE, the voice and choice of you, the people, from New Orleans radio. Of course, WNOE.
It's time to win payola!
And he was pulling for them big time. And they had all the people in the bleachers. And all of my people were on the right side bleachers. His people, the frats, were on the left side bleachers. And I said, guys, we're going to have to blow them out the water. And they said, what do you mean? We just have to do one of the best ones we ever did. And they said, what's that? Spiral Staircase, more today than yesterday. And they said, oh man. So they had to play one or two numbers. No, back and forth, it got to the line. I had the last one to play to see who would win. And he goes, boom, boom. I don't remember what day it was, but I didn't notice what time it was. All I know is that I'm still in love with you. And if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Every day is a new day in love with you. But with each day comes a new way of loving you. Every time I kiss your lips, my mind starts to wander. And if all my dreams come true, I will spend my life with you. Every day's a new day in love with you. Each day comes a new way of loving you. Every time I kiss your lips, my mind starts to wander, and I always will be true. I hope you feel that same way too, 'cause I love you more today than yesterday. But not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday. But baby, not as much as tomorrow. Not as much as tomorrow. That's hard to do. It's hard to do. And more today than yesterday was the clincher on Rattles, because it's such a good horn section in it. But it was. It's not only the lonely, believe me. Matter of fact, before I did my record, wanted $10,000 reward. When Martin Downey Jr. said, we're going to go record. I said, what are we going to record? He said, well, find a song and get it. I said, well, I got a song I like because I do it. He said, what is it? I said, wanted $10,000 reward. He said, oh, that'd be good. And Martin was nutcase, but he was a good guy.
For 16 years, he worked the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. He ran for president in 1980. He's a father. He's a mother. He has written and performed over 300 songs. He's the mighty mouth of TV talk show hosts, Morton Downey Jr.
I've arrived to conquer and divide this great metropolis.
For a liberal dose of conservative opinions, watch Mighty Mouth, Morton Downey Jr.
Anyway, he's the one that brought the basketball team to New Orleans.
The historic first game in New Orleans was introduced in traditional style.
He was called Calvin Hot Dog Finch. That was his stage name. And he was a bit of a basket case, but he was a good guy, you know. Everybody that likes music is good people, generally speaking. When Martin brought the jazz to New Orleans, we were booked at Ched's Lounge. He brought the star center of the band, of the team, to Ched's. And Ched's wouldn't let him in. Martin says, you're not going to let him in? He said, nope. I don't let no niggas in my place. Boy, he hit a, because Downey was a crazy man.
I think he's got the brains of an amoeba, and I think you're a complete ass.
I mean, he literally has a loose end somewhere. But he was a good guy. And so I'm sitting there on the stage, and I hear a ruckus kind of in the background. I'm wondering what's going on with it. and all of the waiters in their little white outfits were coming by the stage, and I said, "What the hell's going on?" And here comes Sean. They called him Sean Martin Downey Jr. His daddy was the guy that did the first Coca-Cola commercial. And he said, I said, "Well, something's got to give here. Something's happening bad." And he came up to the stage. He said, "Tommy, pack him up. Let's get out of here. This guy's a racist son of a bitch." I said, "Yes, sir." We packed it all up and we left. So Ched, I don't know what his real name was, but he was going to sue us. I said, "Okay, well, you sue me and I'll sue you for discrimination. And I'll win. Particularly a white man filing against you for discrimination, against the star from the New Orleans basketball team, and it's just because he's black and they paying him 10 times what you're worth, you're going to let him not come in and you're going to make me stay, huh? See you later, alligator." He didn't say after a while, crocodile. He started to file a suit. I said, "Here's my attorney's name. Send him to him." "You got an attorney?" I said, "Yeah, I got a good attorney. He's going to eat your lunch." He closed the lounge 2 weeks later. And he deserved to close it because he was an asshole.
You sue me? Yeah, but I can't stand in line. I can't sue you for face.
They had musicians that wanted to be with sing with the band. So I had gigs in the East, in New Orleans East, and Darwin Road. There was a KC, it's a hall, not American Legion or something like that. Rolling Stone wanted me to go to Nashville. And I said, "Roland, I'd love to do that. I got a baby in the hopper. I ain't leaving my wife by myself if I go to Nashville and record." So I just recorded locally in New Orleans. But
he was Roland, R-O-L-A-N-D?
Yeah, but that's not his real name. That's his stage name.
Okay, Rolling Stone.
Yeah. Could I be wrong? Could she care? Would she believe me or hear my prayer? Boom, 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 boom. I was a fool for not believing you. I was a fool forever leaving you. Please hear me, darling, and please give me once more chance. Boom, boom. We were together, but not for long. Now we are parted, and she is gone. I was a fool, and I know that fools must cry.
Let's hear the B-side.
Huh?
Let's hear the B-side.
Yeah, you're going to lead the B-side. Calvin Hot Dog Finch Jr. You know who that is?
No.
That's Sean Martin Downey Jr.
Okay.
And Martin Downey Sr. was the one that wrote the first Coca-Cola commercial.
The Coca-Cola Company presents Coke Time, starring Eddie Fisher. Tonight's guest, Martin Downey.
Now in Dublin, fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first laid the eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockle and mutton, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh. Crying cockle, crying mutton, alive, alive, oh. Ah, but she took a fever, sure none could relieve her. Now and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockle and mutton, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockle and mutton, alive, alive, oh, 50 years ago, my father left on errand shore. He landed his shillelagh in hand and never left any more. Got a job and then a family. With us, he raised to leave me old shillelagh to me. Sure, the same old shillelagh my father brought from Ireland. And even the man was prouder than he when he had it in his hand. He used to take it to bed with him. He'd never part with it. And even the man could monkey with it. Ha ha, he'd have a fit. Sure, the same old shillelagh my father could take it to the men. As fast as they got up, he knocked them down again. And many a time he used it to me to wake me up to stand. The same old shillelagh me father brought from Ireland.
Well, the way you sing that song, you make me think I'm back in Dublin or Tipperary, boy.
Yeah, me too, Mort, even though I've never been there. Oh, Eddie, listen. Thanks, boy, very, very much. But, catch on here. We've got an audience, huh?
Oh, hello.
Yes, these are a couple of frostbite sailors.
Frostbite sailors,
Yes,
they're a couple of
indeed.
nice-looking guys, too. You know how smart this one is? Look at here. He carries his own shillelagh down. That's great.
Mort.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil your story, but
Oh, yeah?
they call this a tiller.
Yeah, they use a tiller to steer the boat, Morton.
Oh, I think he's a smart lad anyway. And what are you carrying there for sailing?
Well, we wouldn't think of going off without ice-cold bottles of soda.
Oh.
Well, if you got Coke to spare here, nice cold Coca-Cola, too. Why, we'll join you with one. All right, Eddie?
Yes, Mort, I'm ready for ice-cold Coca-Cola anytime.
Well, I'm glad to get this, but I don't want to exhaust the sailor supply. It might be a long race, you know.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Amici. The boat club has plenty back in the cooler. We can fill up again before we go.
Okay.
Well, to a good race.
To fair skies.
And Martin Downey Sr. was the one who wrote the first Coca-Cola commercial.
Okay.
And I'm singing a cappella. I'm singing in harmony with myself. I was double-tracked. They double-tracked me. I had to sing, record in one key.
She weighed 2 pounds 4 ounces, and her father cried out.
That's me double-tracked.
Wow. We've had 6 ugly children
Before her, and the 7th was ugly again.
as her brothers
And sisters grew older, their looks turned from bad to good. The poor little ugly grew uglier, the day of the neighborhood.
every day
The little children would throw stones when she passed them by. The little ugly tried to cry, but run home and there she'd cry.
one day
While running from the children, from the lake she heard her cry. There in the water was a little bitty baby, drowning and about to die. Ba ba ba, modulate. Ba ba ba. Little ugly dove in the water and pushed the baby girl again.
and she reached for the dock.
And her arms were tired, went under and never was found. Now somewhere up in heaven is an angel with a tear in her eyes. People call people ugly, I know it's gonna make her cry. saw in their life. Fine, ugly, cry. Now you're an angel. Goodbye. Calvin Hot Dog Finch. Sean Martin Downey Jr.
Different sound to the voice.
Huh?
Different sound, like a little bit higher. Oh, it's because you were harmonized on the last one.
Yeah, I was singing with myself. I had to see my baby. I had to see my girl. I'm talking about Shirley. To be sure, can't find my baby no matter where I go. I want a $10,000 reward, my girl. Sicko, pulling hair out of my head. Don't have much left to pull. And I wish that I was dead. If you got a good girl, treat her tenderly, or you might wind up like me. Want a $10,000 reward, my girl. Bum-ba-dum. I want all the land and all the seas I sail. I'm gonna hire myself a hound dog and put him on your trail. I'm gonna send telegram to a far off places, search the book for pretty faces. Want a $10,000 reward, my girl. Land and all the seas I sail. Gonna hire myself a hound dog and put him on your trail. I'm gonna send telegram to a far off places, search the book for pretty faces. Want a $10,000 reward, my girl. Be my girl. Said I want my girl now. Good old days, man.
Amazing, man.
People would say to me, I mean, a lot of people, why do you want to do that? And I say to them, why not? See, well, what does it do for you? It's that it makes me watch my audience, and if they like what I'm doing, they show me. When they do, I'm complete. Pretty simple.